Okay, cool. So tonight we are going to be working on some React code. For the people who are new, this is a project that was conceptualized a little over a month ago. It's designed to help developers gain the experience they need to just work on real world problems, solving real world problems with real world solutions and work on a team. It's also to help nonprofit businesses get some web work done without having to invest a huge amount of money when they don't have big budgets. Um, so,
Or don't understand the technology, which will
or
be the
exactly,
case in some of these.
exactly, probably a lot of them. um, so where should we start tonight? So I guess we'll start with just the wireframe so we can show what we're going to work on tonight. As far as who's going to work on what, it's really up to you guys. And then if you have any questions, just interrupt me at any time. That's what this is for. It's a learning environment. Just stop me and I'll do my best to answer any of your questions. So let me just share my screen very quickly. And I will pull up our Figma. You're right, Kevin, too. I did hit a roadblock in Figma. It didn't let me add any more pages. Remember how I was like, oh, we'll just add another page and we'll keep expanding it out? They're like, you hit your limit for pages. You have to upgrade Figma if you want to use more pages. Well,
Yeah, they have it pretty well constrained. I mean, you can use it and get to know it, but you actually try to use it, you're gonna bump your head.
yeah, I know. So we have our style guide right here. Kevin, Sita, and I just chose a color scheme. I'm sure it's going to change as time goes on. We looked at a bunch of them. That one just popped out at us. You can see that I designed the sign up page. I just kept the same background color as the other ones and I just changed the actual form just to keep it super simple. So if I zoom in here, you can see this is the sign up page for businesses. This is the valid. Everything is entered correctly. This is invalid. So the only difference here is that this button is in blue and you can't click it. This is the same thing. This is valid, but light mode. This is invalid, light mode. And the logo is not a star. We just put that as a placeholder when we get a logo. If we get a logo, then we'll replace that star.
No, we're gonna get a logo.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, this is for businesses. And then to differentiate business and developers, this is for developers. The only real difference is the color of the form. And then we have the login. Same exact thing, same exact styles. Just here, there's 3 fields in the input. Here, there's 2 fields, and everything else pretty much matches. Then we have the non-logged in landing page. We haven't finished working on this yet. We do want to get this done tonight if we can. That'd be awesome. So basically what we're going to do is whoever wants to work on the sign-up pages or the login pages, that's totally cool. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a voice channel for the sign up. I'm gonna create a voice channel for the login. So you'll be free to jump to whatever one you want to jump to and work with whoever you want to work with on those. I'm also gonna have a group that wants to finish working on this, and hopefully we could finish working on this and then also build it as well tonight. So we'll try to get. What's
Just
up?
we need to be clear on this. We don't need to build a valid and invalid of the same form. We only need the
Exactly.
invalid.
Exactly. So, yeah, so I would say too, we're not going to build dark mode and light mode tonight. Let's just build, well, let's look at what, this looks more light, so let's just start with the
Yeah.
light and then we'll add dark eventually. So what we're going to do tonight is whoever's working on the sign up page is just going to build this. It's a very simple component in the middle, centered, top and or height wise and width wise. Then it has a couple different elements inside of it. As far as you can see that this one has a different color button. It's not because it's a different component. It's just when this is filled out and is valid, when this is filled out and is valid, and this is filled out and is valid, this sign up is going to go from gray to blue. So it's the same exact thing. You're not creating two separate different things. Same thing. It's just looking for validation on the forms. And then same thing here. Actually, when it comes down to it, this form right here is this form right here. The only difference is
Right.
that different data is being passed into it. So whoever's
Yeah, different data makes different styling.
yeah. So whoever's working on the sign up page, oops, is literally working on this right here. Forget about all these other ones. You're just working on this right here. And then I would even say this one right here, because we're not thinking about authentication or anything. We're just going to get the elements and the structure all set up. And then we'll worry about authentication and getting this button to highlight a little bit later. And we'll also worry about changing the color a little bit later. We'll just set it all to these styles for now. So we'll use the starter, which is this color right here. And you can see, I'm going to give everyone access to this Figma file. So if you want to find out all the specs of this component and you're like, oh man, where do we start? What do we do? You could just click on this sign up page, light mode, valid. And if you click on inspect, it's going to show you the CSS that you need. So I would say don't position things with the positioning, the width and the height that they give you. We'll try to do it with Flexbox instead of with the traditional styling. But as far as like the color, you see what the background color is. If I click on zoom in here. If I click on this right here, you could see how the width and the height is set. You also have the background color on that. You have the border on that. You have the border radius on that. So when you click on inspect, it's going to give you the specs of the element that you're clicking on. So let's say we click on the sign up button. You can see the sign up button has a width of 180 pixels, a height of 50 pixels. Don't use left and top to center it. Just use or position. Just use Flexbox if you can. One of the more modern technologies. And then you could see that it gives you a background color and a border radius for the button as well. So all you have to do is highlight over what you're trying to style. Look for the width and the height. Look for the other styling and apply that. Does anyone have any questions about that so far? Pretty much sums it up, and we'll figure it out on the way. Let me send out the link very quickly just so everybody can access these. So we are in the lobby right now. If you look right above that, we have a chat box. I'm just going to send it right in the chat box. So those are the two options as far as brand new components that we're going to be working on tonight. You could choose to work on the sign up, which is just this version right here. The login, same thing, just this right here. And then I'm going to have also a voice channel open for those who want to work on finishing up this wireframe. And we're going to build them all in the same file. So what I'm going to do right now is open up the project. Up in Visual Studio Code. Let me close all these. So I'll show you, make sure I'm on a new branch as well. So if I run git branch -A. It's going to show me all the branches on this repository right here, locally at least. The only one I have locally is main, so I'm going to create a new branch with git checkout -B for branch, and then we will call it May. What's today? The 27th. May 27th, 2022, and let's just say sign up, login, and home wireframe. That's as clear as it gets right there. We have the date, we have the different components that we're working on tonight. So I just switched to the new branch. If I do git branch A again, you can see now there's this new branch. We're going to do all the work on this branch right here. And then we're going to push everything. We're going to make a pull request. We're going to push everything from this branch, and then we'll make a pull request up in GitHub before everyone signs off a little bit later. And you can see the main branch just switched to the name of our new branch. It was slow last time. It was slow a little bit for a while.
Well, I'm just laughing because it's so much more there than main.
Yeah, I know. I know. Okay, so today, so you can see if we look in the app.js, we have our navigation, we have our intro, we have our toggle, we have our main section, and we have our footer. Then inside the component directory, we have footer, intro, main section, navigation, toggle. So we have all of those components living in there, and we basically import them into this file. They show up right here. So what we can do today, just to keep things super, super simple, is we will build sign up component here. We will build the login component here so that we're able to see it. What I'm going to do is run npm run start so we can see what the project looks like right now. I believe the only thing that's done is the navigation, actually. At least the only thing that matches this wireframe is the navigation.
Right. Yeah.
Let's see. Did you make any pull requests, Kev? All right. Yeah. So the only thing that looks done is this navigation right here. You'll have to take this border out of there. I feel like it doesn't look right. So I'm gonna add flexbox to this whole thing as well, so that the toggle ends up going down below this main section, and the grid isn't positioned like underneath the intro. So I'll make those changes. As far as if you look at this, those who are building the sign up right here and building the login right here, you are going to see them show up underneath the logo. Underneath the logo, underneath the links, you should see the sign up component and the login component down here. So if you keep scrolling, you'll see those. And then, so let me just create a couple channels very quickly to give everybody options. So we're going to create a sign up form. We're going to create a login form. Oh. Login form. And then we'll also create a wireframe and home. Because whoever finishes up the wireframe will also work on busting out the home screen as well. There we go.
Could we kind of formalize on the name home? It's a lot easier to say than non-logged in landing page.
I know. We just use it's so much easier. I know. I'm like halfway through trying to break down the project, and I'm like, I'm not gonna say non-logged in landing page 13 times. Let me just say home. For real. Okay. And then, is there anything somebody wanted to work on besides the sign up form, the login form, or the wireframe in the home? Just curious, because if you do have some experience with React and you're thinking we should do this, you're totally free to work on something else as well. This is just really for smaller teams to work together. What questions do you have? Nothing?
Well, I have one, but it's not really related to what we're doing this second.
It's all good. Ask away.
Well, I was just vaguely thinking about we kind of need to come up with some site-wide guidelines for mouse over, and I'm not sure what the web term is. In Windows programming, they talk about focus on
Yeah.
a text box.
Yep.
I think we should work towards having a standard for, inactive user input devices or elements versus non-focused but available elements versus moused over versus actually clicked on. These elements have different states.
Yeah.
So I think we should look towards codifying that so it's standard all throughout the application.
Cool. Yeah. Do you want to use industry best standards that already exist, or did you want to come up with something unique for this project?
I think, well, I wasn't aware of any industry standards, but if there are, that's a good place to start. We can always modify it more towards what we want.
Definitely. All this is going to change as well. Even the sign up.
Gray things that you can click means inactive. That's pretty standard, I would think.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And then usually with something like the sign up page, if you, let's just say you click over this button right here and you're just about to click, a lot of buttons I've seen, they just dim a little bit. They just
Right, it doesn't have
dim
to be
to a lighter,
glaring,
yeah,
but
to
it should
yeah.
do something just to let you know that the app is working and that it's paying attention to you and all that.
Yeah, when you hover over it, it usually like moves a couple pixels up or down or something of that nature. And
Yeah,
then,
you can change
yep.
the existence or color of a border. There's a lot of tricks you can use.
Yeah, I mean, as far as today goes, um, people can make some modifications when they hover or when they click if they want to, but yeah, it's definitely not required. Sure that it, yeah, it's up to whoever's working on any particular component tonight. Good point though. We should have some standards eventually dialed in. Yeah, you don't really realize how specific requirements need to be for a project until you build requirements,
Right.
Most people I know, they've accepted requirements, and it's easy to build a website once you have the requirements, but actually creating the requirements is like, whoa, this is more than I thought it would be. So, cool. All right, what other questions do we have? All right,
Too
cool.
quiet.
I know,
Too
right?
quiet. I don't like it.
So I'm just going to create a div right here for the sign up form. Create a div right here for you don't have to keep a div. You could just use a form element. I'm just creating a div so you know where to start building. Oh, so the tool we're going to use tonight is Live Share in Visual Studio Code. So if you don't have Visual Studio Code, You're going to have to install that. Most of us already do have Visual Studio Code, so we should be good to go on that. Does anyone not have Visual Studio Code? Okay, perfect. And then the tool we're going to be using so that we can all code in the same editor is LiveShare. So usually there's at least one or two people who don't have LiveShare yet. So what I'm going to do is show you how to do it. Once you go into Visual Studio Code, go to View, go to Extensions. In Extensions, just type in LiveShare. Click on the first one and click on Install. Give it just 10 seconds. It should install pretty quickly. Then, after it installs, you're good to go. I'm going to add it to the chat channel. So you're going to be able to click the link and you'll pop right up into my Visual Studio Code. Let me just show
Well,
you.
it'll take you to a web page and ask you if you want to use the web or use your Visual Studio Code. You need to click on Use Your Studio Code.
Yeah. So I'm going to click Live Share, Start Collaboration Session very quickly right here. And you can see it's starting collaboration session down here. Invitation link copied to clipboard. So now I have the link copied to clipboard. When I post this in the chat, I'm not going to press enter yet, but when I post that in the chat and you click this link, it's going to bring you into my Visual Studio Code. The first thing that's going to pop up is something up on the top, and it's going to say, do you want to sign in through the browser or through Visual Studio Code? If you choose Visual Studio Code, it's usually less buggy. I have some issues when I choose to sign in through the browser sometimes, like directories not populating and other things. So when you choose which one you want to do, browser or Visual Studio Code, there's going to be a pop-up on the bottom right. It's going to say, do you want to sign in as anonymous or do you want to sign in? If you choose sign in, it's going to allow you to sign in through your GitHub account. This is going to be less buggy as well. Sometimes when I sign in with anonymous, same thing. I can't see code or I'm just in the wrong directory or it's just a little bit buggy. So if you are given those options, go to Visual Studio Code, open with Visual Studio Code, and log in with GitHub. Then you'll pop right into this Visual Studio Code. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you pop right in right now. So Kevin, you want to just click that link very quickly. So if everyone just watches my screen, you're going to see Kevin's going to pop into my Visual Studio Code, and then go ahead and just make an edit or highlight something so everyone can see the benefits of this. So you can see Kevin Morrell joined the collaboration session. If you look at live share, you can see that Kevin joined. Go ahead, highlight something, Kevin.
Oh, I just did, but yeah.
You can see
Like
when
that.
he highlights something, when he edits something, if he changes something, we're going to be able to see that all in the same Visual Studio Code. If I went and started editing code, you're all going to see that happening on your screen. So it's real-time collaboration, just like Google Docs. And then what I'm going to do, since I have this application in the browser, I'm going to take this local host, I'm going to post it and share the server. And now when you come into your Visual Studio Code, it's going to look like this. Your live share is going to be down here at the bottom left. Just click that to pull it up. Pull it all the way up so you have space. And then click localhost 3000 right here. That way you don't have to look at my screen to see the actual changes you're making to the application. It'll pop up right in your browser when you click localhost, just like that. So you'll actually see it right there in your browser, which is great for those. Some are working on sign up, some are working on login. You know, we're not all going to be looking at the same thing. Someone else might be scrolled all the way down looking at the sign up. I might be up here fixing the intro. So it's just, it makes things a lot easier. All right. Does anyone have any questions about that? Cool. So you have access. I shared the wireframe. You have access to that. So you have the visual requirements. You also have the link to live share, which is right in the chat. We're in the lobby. So if you go up to chat, the last link that was posted in here, click that. You can enter my Visual Studio code. You can see Tim just entered as well. We got Kevin and Tim. And let's just wait for a couple more people to come in, and then we'll break out into our groups. Actually, normally we all introduce ourselves, say where we're from, and that sort of thing. Most people here are returning. The only ones not returning, it looks like maybe Issa, Scotty, TJQ86. So, what's going on? Welcome, welcome. You want to just introduce yourselves and just say your name and where you're coming in from? Goat Dev. Can't hear you.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm Tim. I'm currently connected with VS Code, but I'm currently doing a boot camp with Kenzie Academy. We're doing a full stack merge, JavaScript, JS, and yeah. So I'm just looking for some experience. I'm a little a month in. I've done HTML, CSS, vanilla, JS. So I'm just looking for some more experience.
Awesome. What's the name of your boot camp?
Kenzie Academy.
Okay. How you liking it?
Yeah, it's pretty good so far. I'm learning a lot,
Awesome.
and like
Awesome.
the teachers are great. They actually they recommended a meetup, so that's how I found you guys.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
Yeah,
Well, welcome. Thanks for joining.
yeah, man. This seems pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, people tend to love the virtual events we have going. We have the team collaborations, the data structure algorithm. I'm going to start integrating more like introduction to JavaScript and bootcamp like stuff and tons of other stuff. So I'm super excited for what's going on here.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. What's up?
Awesome. Awesome. Finally got it. Man, my name is John. Obviously, you see it as Goat Dev. It's a little joke behind that, but backstory behind it. But basically, I'm from Florida, Northeast, Jacksonville. I'm kind of new to that. I mean, somewhat new. I've been like self-taught for the past 6 months, and I mean, this place is pretty great to collaborate. I mean, it's the first time I've ever been able to like collaborate with people is with y'all. So it's always rich. Feels
That's
good.
awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm self-taught as well, and I feel you, man. I know.
Yeah, it's just good to get hands on, man.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
like hearing y'all.
What do you mean?
Florida.
Scotty.
Hey,
Hey.
yeah. Are you seeing me in VS Code? I'm trying to. I did the link and stuff.
I see Chris, Tim, and Kevin so far.
Maybe it didn't work. I'll try again in a second, but I might as well just talk real quick while I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm up in Seattle. Full transparency, I'm also a boot camp guy. I don't know. You were talking about boot camp a little bit earlier. I'm not sure how the prevailing wisdom is when it comes to how people feel about boot campers, but it's part of an assignment to come and check out these meetups and see what they're all about and get some experience with them. So just thought I'd hop in this one and see what's going on.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, I feel like most of the people, not most, but a large percentage of the people on this server are in boot camps right now. Lots of them come from the 100 Devs boot camp. I don't know if you've heard of that one.
No.
It's like a free one. This guy Leon runs it through Discord and Twitch, which is super cool. Like it's the favorite my favorite boot camp that I've found so far. It's just so amazing. It's free. It's interactive. It's like, and everybody loves it. So we have a lot of people from that. And then as far as other boot camps around, it's kind of like scatter and random. But there's no real feelings about boot camps. It's just welcome to the community, and we hope you love it here too. You know?
Yeah, I can't believe anybody would give you static about going through a boot camp. That's just
Yeah,
not cool.
yeah,
I don't know.
You gotta start
my
somewhere,
own,
right?
my
exactly.
own confidence
You
getting
do.
the best of me, but I don't know. Just I'm really new to this, and just trying to get past the imposter syndrome stage of it all.
Well,
Yeah,
tell you
that
a
shit
secret, that never
sucks.
really goes away.
I know. I know. Yeah, because the thing is, there's always some new technology, there's always something to learn, and there's always someone who knows more than you. So it's like the thing that I think the most important thing is like you're a software developer. You're a software engineer now. Like that's what I like people to know. Like don't think that you're not a developer, don't think you're not an engineer. You are. You're that. Like I always tell people like if my son starts playing baseball and he's brand new to it and he's only played a couple of games, he's a baseball player. He's new to it, but he is a baseball player. So you are a software developer. That is real. I know a lot of people who are like, I don't feel like I'm really a software developer. You are. And once you understand that, like you're good to go.
Yeah, I mean, like as long as as long as you're working hard and you're learning new tech and continue practicing coding and just trying to get today with today's new tech, then you are a software engineer.
Yeah.
You don't want to let companies tell you that you're not based on the lack of experience, which is kind of dumb.
Yeah, exactly. And some of the most important skills are not even memorizing or having a knowledge base of stuff. It's just knowing how to Google, knowing how to solve errors, knowing how to look on Stack Overflow, knowing how to read documentation. It's all like researching and seeking new information. And if you could do that, that's like 90% of the job. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys hear me?
Well, do you mind? I don't know if everyone else is done introducing themselves yet, but do you mind real quickly before we split up to go over again what exactly you guys are doing here? Just you just said it pretty quickly, and I wasn't able to absorb it all.
Yeah, totally. So if you look in this Visual Studio Code right here, we are going to add
I'm sorry, like your kind of overall vision of this whole thing. Like you wanted to create some kind of network or something for bringing like nonprofits and developers together or something like that.
Yeah, so this server is separate from this actual project. The way that team programming started was we were meeting a few times a week and we were building like to-do apps and like games and Wordle replicas and API calls and just small stuff that we bust out in one night. It was like a couple hour project. And so one weekend I was like, I've had a lot of people reaching out to me and they were like, I want to build something that's longer term. I don't want what we're building to end the night we build it. I want something that will be alive a year from now or 2 years from now. I want something that I could be proud of, to tell an employer about. And so we spent one whole Saturday team programming, just brainstorming. And the beginning of the brainstorming was just creating constraints. Like one of the things I said was like, let's create something that doesn't exist yet. And we had like Kevin was there, Sita was there. We had a ton of new people, a ton of experienced people, and we all just brainstormed and came up with this project that's similar to Develop for Good. So just to give you a little bit of context on kind of what this we're shooting for, it's similar to something like this, where developers can come to the website and they have access to, so basically nonprofits partner, they're looking for like websites to be built. Volunteers are matched with the project, so new developers, people who are looking for developing their skills, gaining experience, working on a team, learning Git, GitHub, making pull requests, like all the important stuff for getting a job and developing those vital skills. People who want that are working on projects for nonprofits. So we don't really have any nonprofits right now. I mean, I'll look for some nonprofits eventually, and hopefully we could build a user interface that is appealing to nonprofits that want to create projects and that sort of thing. But right now, it's really just concept. If you look at the wireframe, we have so we have the non-logged in landing page. If you click on business, it's going to show you business information. If you click on developer, it's going to show you developer information. And then if you sign up and you're a developer, it's going to bring you to a developer dashboard, basically. And if you sign up as a business, it's going to bring you to a business dashboard. As far as like any profiles and that sort of thing is going to be created after sign up, just like an email address and a password to create the account. And then, like if you're a developer and you just signed up, the first thing you're going to see before you even go to your dashboard is the available projects. So you can see like this one might be in the construction industry. We're going to have an estimated project start date based on how many people have signed up for this project and how many spots are available. And it's also going to talk about the technologies that are likely to be used for this project to see if those are technologies that you want to learn. And then project 1, just the name of the project and the vision of the project, which all this is created by the actual nonprofit business. If you don't like this one, then you would just click the arrow and go to the next one. And this would stay gray until you picked at least one project. So you're really just looking for a real world project that you could get involved with, that you're going to be working on a team with other developers. You're going to, like I said, making push requests and getting that experience that you need to actually get a job if that's your goal. And then you can see once you've chosen a project, it would say next. Is it going to look exactly like this? This is another brainstorming session that we had. So maybe we'll just have like cards for each project and you could scroll down kind of thing to make it super simple in the beginning. But yeah, basically what everyone conceptualized was building a website for developers to bridge that gap between not having the skills a developer needs to get a job to attaining those skills that you need to land a job. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool.
So
That didn't scare you, did it?
so nonprofits come to that site knowing that maybe the people that are going to be working on their projects might be kind of green and trying to, bolster their resume a little bit.
Totally. Exactly.
That's why it's free.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah, so there's a lot more that we were thinking about, just as far as like ranking systems for developers. Like the more you work on a particular project, the quicker you rise, and like you have access to greater projects if your experience level is higher. But that's all like super complicated stuff that's way down the road if this thing even launches the way that we're hoping it will. Honestly, I just want to get something into production and something that's working, because at bare minimum, that's going to look good for anyone who has worked on this project, So, yeah, so tonight we are just building a super simple sign up page, a form component with a couple labels, couple inputs, a sign up button, leaving some space for errors in case things aren't valid. Little title up here.
Well, and prompts. The sign up page kind of has to, like our password policy. It's going to have to tell them, one special character, one number, 12 or more characters total, that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
not just errors, but prompts in general.
Yep. Exactly. And then the login page, same thing. Super simple. Form, 2 labels, 2 inputs, little box right here for prompts and error messages, a login button, forgot my password button, and a little title right there. And then for those who want to work on the wireframe, we just want to get, I don't think there's going to be four boxes here like we were thinking before. I don't like the look of it, but I'm interested in seeing what everybody else thinks. And then we have our footer right here. So, oh. Cool. So we have 5 people in here right now. Is anyone else having trouble getting in?
I can give it another shot.
I'm having all sorts of issues tonight.
Who was that? Eric?
No, not me.
Cool. All right. Well, no worries. If you're not
Can you
able to
guys
get
hear
in,
me now?
yes. Who was that?
All right.
Pete?
I'm having internet issues, so I'll try to get in later.
Cool. Yeah, no sweat. Pop in anytime. We'll be here. All right. So we have about an hour. Figure we could break out into our groups right now. For those who want to see the browser, don't forget about localhost 3000 so you can see it right there. So anyone who wants to work on the sign up form, just drop down to the sign up form voice channel right now. Anyone who wants to work on the login, jump down to there. And anyone who wants to work on the wireframe and the home page, just jump down right there. And if someone wants to work on, we can save that for later because we'll figure that out. Give everyone just a couple minutes to break out. What are you working on, Kev?
I kind of like to get the wireframe for the homepage going.
All right, cool. We'll keep that super simple.
Yeah, and I still like the idea of, scrolling down and having it fill in stuff.
Yeah, I don't like the grid thing. I don't like the looks of it, but
And it doesn't have to be, it can flow and vary as it doesn't have to be, a rigid pattern, but it's still a pattern.
yeah, definitely. Let me make sure
Blocks
everyone
of
knows.
text and images or video, and you just kind of switch around which one's which on each segment, whatever you want to
Yeah,
call it.
yeah. Yeah, I like the populating thing. There's something called lazy loading in React, so you're not actually loading any of those components until you do the scroll. So hold on one second. All right, so you two are going to be working on the sign up form. I don't know if, let me make sure one of you have access to Tim. All right, so Tim, you have access to the Visual Studio Code, so why don't you share your screen with GoatDev? That way he could see your screen, and then you guys will be able to code together that way.
All right, let me set this up.
Yeah, because I don't GoatDev. Are you in the Visual Studio Code right now?
I have Visual Studio Code, VS Code. I'm not in anybody's specific one or anything.
Okay, cool. So if you don't have access to my Visual Studio Code, you're just in your own Visual Studio Code, then you just have to look at Tim's screen and kind of like talk about what you want to do next. Are you planning to hop in with the live share, or are you just gonna like code along and chat with him and discuss what needs to be typed out?
I'm clicking on it right now and see if it loads up.
All right,
And
cool.
for some reason, it just didn't load a second ago, so I was just gonna see where we went from there.
Yeah, that
So basically,
happens
if I can get
sometimes.
on, yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah,
Now it's,
usually.
I mean, now it's at least showing me. I can switch over to VS Code though, right? I don't have to stay in the web version.
Um, I
If you
believe you have.
picked launching VS Code at first, I don't know how you switch over if you picked the web browser.
Oh,
If you,
there it is.
if you,
Would it be
Yeah,
VS Code or Visual Studio? VS Code, wouldn't it?
yeah. I've
yeah,
done the browser as well. If you're seeing the
Uh,
directory in the browser, you should be good to go. Just sometimes when I choose the browser, I don't see the directory, so I have trouble. But if you see the directory, you should be good to go, regardless of whether it's in the browser or Visual Studio Code.
Okay.
cool.
Yep. All right, let me go make sure they're good. Good to go. What's going on? Just want to make sure. I saw your mics were muted and stuff. It looks like Reina, you are in the Visual Studio Code, and Phaedra, I forgot your name. What is it again?
It's Chris.
Chris. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I see you in there as well.
I'm actually in both. I was trying to make a decision which one to work on, but I think I'll hang with the sign up and login pages for now.
Okay, cool. So you're gonna hang out with Chris?
Yeah, I didn't see Chris. Is he? Oh, okay. You're on the blue one. I'm all the way on the other side on the red. I see you now.
See?
So you two are working
Yeah, we'll
on
hang out
the.
here, Jimmy.
All right, cool. You two are working on the
Yeah.
login box together. Cool.
Oh, I got a question
Mm,
about the login the login component.
yeah.
Would it be better if we create a separate component for the login and then we just import it into the app.js? Or do we just want to just do div and then just create the component inside?
Honestly, I would create. I wouldn't even use a div. I would just use a form. Honestly.
Okay.
But I would keep it in this file right now just to keep things simple, and so you could actually see it up here on the browser.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, if you want, you can definitely create a component in the components directory just called login.js, and you could
Have you
import it
added
and
anything
you'll
yet
still
to
see
the
it.
logins,
Yeah,
Chris?
he started adding he has a div with class name. Can you see the Visual Studio Code right now? Can you see the Visual Studio Code right now? I can't hear you. Hello?
um, come on now. They are quickly making no difference between a website and a desktop app.
I am you have
Figma uses WebAssembly.
oh,
So if we were to type out the code for the login component, how would we implement the styling?
that's a really good question. Um you will use, so if you look above here, see where I'm highlighting the toggle?
Yeah.
So this toggle right here, this changes what's displayed in the main section based
Yeah.
on the data that's passed into the toggle. So if you look up even higher,
Yeah.
you can see section type,
Mhm.
and it starts as developer data. So if
Okay.
it's developer data, it's going to show one color, and if it's business data, right here, it's going to show another color. So you're basically using these two right here to determine which color. So what you'll do is you can create you could create a new variable right here if you want to, and just say let style equal, and then create like a ternary operator
Mhm.
that sets style to developer data if section type equals developer data. So you'd set it to one color if section type equals developer data. You'd set it to a different color if section type equals business data. And then you would have that color stored in style. So when you add style to the class name, so if you just added
Alright.
like style right here, then it's gonna style this component the way that it should be styled based on whether section type equals developer data or business data. Does that make sense?
I guess so. I probably need to take a look at the files for section type and set section type just
Yeah,
to kind of get a better understanding.
yeah. I would say build it out right now, get the structure working,
Yeah,
and
get the
then
base structure going, and we can add the
the
more
style.
interesting bits later.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Sure.
What are you working on, Kev? You're working on the wireframe. I was trying to give you privileges to edit, but it wouldn't let me. It was saying something about Oh, there you go. You can edit. Cool.
Yeah, I logged in, so that probably helps.
Okay, cool. Yeah, for some reason it wasn't letting me change it
And
before.
I don't really feel the need to edit. Never know.
Yeah. Well, are you yeah, I guess I could work on this with you as well. Let me I would definitely keep your mics unmuted just so you guys can communicate and talk to each other about what you want to do. But if you need anything, just pop up to the lobby.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
bust
Sure.
out this wireframe and then try to get this home page all set up. Cool. All
Hmm?
right. So okay, so we have a toggle button, right?
Yeah, and I, how to explain this? I think we need a section above the toggle button to give it context. Because if people see developer and business right away, they're going to go like, "What is that about?"
Oh, like choose.
We don't have to say that explicitly, but if the section above it explains how we serve both developers and businesses, then they'll go, "Oh, okay. Well, I'm a business."
Yeah, we can add that here in the intro, or yeah,
I think that top blue section, that's kind of like our vision statement more than anything.
yep,
And then the next section would be not quite an elevator speech, but a fleshing out of the vision. And
yeah,
like I said, that will put those buttons in context.
yeah. Just create these.
And as usual, I may be completely wrong.
Now I'm just thinking, I'm thinking how we're gonna have space for it, I guess.
How you gonna have what?
Space, because we want the main section to show up on the desktop, right? Like we want this to be the first thing that pops up. And probably for businesses, right? Well, I say that the main section that pops up is for
There needs to be
businesses.
an agnostic section to begin with, I think.
I think it should just be for businesses because if I'm a developer and I come to this site and it's clicked on business and what I'm seeing is business information, but I see a button for developer, I'm a developer. I know to click that button. But if I'm a business and I come and I see developer information and I see it clicked,
Right.
I
It,
might
it,
not.
it
I
does
feel
have
like,
to be an easy button for the business people, yes.
yeah, I feel like
Always.
it should appeal to the business when you first come to the page, and then if we need to make some modifications or even build two entirely unique landing pages, one for a business and one for a developer, that's actually an option as well.
Yeah, that's worth thinking about
I
that.
kind of like that idea better actually. Should we just do that? What's the point of having a toggle button? It adds confusion.
Yeah, I'll buy into that. I mean, wish we had more people on the design committee.
I know, right?
Not just people that know design.
I know, I know. Well, I'm just thinking of like
I
if
think you're onto something with that, though. You make a nice, cushy landing for the business people with, a way for the developers to say, "Hey, I'm a developer," and then morph into that.
exactly, because if a business is if we're doing marketing to a business, we want them to come to a landing page that's for them. And if we're marketing to developers, we want them to come to a landing page that's for them. No confusion. Eliminate all possibilities of confusion, you know? That way we should figure out how to get some inspiration for this main section. Like what this is business, right? This is business
Right.
first. We should even I like that right there. So let's call this the non-logged in landing page business, and then we'll create a non-logged in landing page, or just keep things simple with a home.
Please call it home.
And we could even um, reverse these so we know. So it's very, very clear. There's no confusion. We'll just change the color on the drop shadow.
So this would be like you go to www.starter.com/business or www.starter.com.
Yeah, it would be slash business or slash developer, right? That'd be way easier just having a path.
And I think if you don't put /business or /developer, it'll default to business.
Um, yeah, yeah, I can see that working. Let me just changing the sign-ups on this one to blue, kind of. Here we go. All right. So that looks good right there. think those look good. And then, so we'll have a footer with a couple different links on the bottom, and then we need to find some inspiration for this main section because it's really, we're gonna have a sign up button,
Well,
right?
this is where we have that first few seconds to grab them, to say, this is cool, I want to learn more.
Yeah, exactly.
How to do that, I have no idea. I am so not that guy.
Let's see. Let's just go to like best landing pages and see if we can get some inspiration from these. 21 of the best landing page design examples, because the landing page is really to draw them in. So let's see how everyone's doing. Okay, cool. Cool. All right, I like that. Not everyone's muted. At first, I saw multiple people were muted in the same channel. Like, this is all about collaborating and having a good time together. All right. So, yeah, I mean, I think I like this already. I'm getting an idea. And I think it should be a super simple question. I think that'd be a really good idea. Like, for the business, it should be like a question that that is easy to answer, you know?
Well, we're looking for people that are businesses that have a problem to solve. So
Yeah.
here's part of your question. Do you have a problem to solve? And we haven't really roped ourselves in, but it looks like we're heavily looking at solutions that have problems that have a solution that can be filled by a web thing.
Yeah. Something like this. Because that's like, if I'm a business person and I read this, all businesses have a problem to solve. The first thing that comes to mind is a problem that needs solving.
Yep. They'll
Yeah.
have one ready to go.
Yeah. So then it's like, if I'm a business and I'm thinking about a problem that I need solved, um, if I already had a solution for it, then I would be working on that solution and I wouldn't be on this website.
Right.
So there should be something like something about a solution, I think. All businesses have a problem to solve. Or then something smaller, right? Like something
I mean,
about
when you get
solutions.
right down to it, this is marketing.
I know.
If I was good at marketing, I wouldn't be poor.
I thought the same thing, Kevin, but I'm still poor. Maybe I'm not as good at marketing as I thought I was.
Well, in any endeavor, there's, turning your skill into money is a skill in itself.
True. True.
Hmm.
Find out more. Right? Like, obviously, this marketing message could change. But something of this nature. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a beginning.
Exactly.
That word unlimited kind of makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up because
I know, it sounds
we're
salesy.
not going to sell stuff. You know, we're looking at solutions that involve programming.
Exactly.
But how to politely say that is beyond me.
Let's see.
And truthfully, I don't think we're here tonight to fill in the content. We're here to build a framework for content.
Exactly. That looks good to me.
But we don't need a learn more button. They're just going to scroll down, right?
Well, we got to give them an option to just sign up right now. So it shouldn't be learn more. It should be should be
Hey guys,
hey.
so we got like the HTML done. We're kind of wondering how we load it and like add it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not too familiar with that part.
Okay, cool. Which one are you on?
Oh, we're in sign up.
Okay, cool. We'll hop up right now.
Cool, thanks, man.
Yep. What's going on?
Yo, Jimmy.
Hey.
Much. We're just we're trying to see like how can we view like a preview because when I try to launch it in localhost,
So did you click on localhost 3000 on the bottom left?
yeah, it turns in or it says can't compile.
It's
Like compiled
probably,
with problems.
yeah, it's the login
Oh,
page.
yeah,
Let's
there's always,
see.
yeah,
Module build
unfinished
failed.
stuff.
Unexpected token. Hold on, let me fine tune theirs really quickly. Um,
977.
there's something in theirs that's just broken, so let's figure this out.
77.
Oh, it's your comment
My
there, yeah.
comment?
Yeah. Why does it do that? I've seen that happen to me before too.
No, it's this comment right here.
See, what I did is I just
It
did
needs the
command.
curly braces.
That should. Is there another one up here?
Oh,
I think I did two comments. I did one for the back button and one for the email username rules placeholder.
There we
Wait,
go.
no, I didn't comment.
Oh, but still, let's see. Div. We have two divs here.
Wait, are we making two of the same thing?
I think they have an extra one. Let's see.
Is this our group? Because I was working above for the sign up page.
It was working right here. And 77.
So they have their form. They have their div. Where's that? You guys have a div. You guys have your form as well. Let me just structure this a little bit better so it's easier to read.
where it says build login component here, there's a little red tilde and it says close parentheses expected, but it doesn't say where.
Yeah, it looks like.
I think there's a missing ending div tag maybe.
Yeah, I believe there is a. Let me
Yeah.
click on. If I click on the one on the top, hold on. Nobody click on this one on the top. See if. Yeah, so there's no matching. Actually, this one is the matching one for some reason.
Oh.
So we're missing another one between.
Is
Yeah,
that one?
we're gonna have to look very closely and
Check
see.
out. There's closes. Oh, this one's extra. There you go.
Still have the
I
error.
think they wanted this not here though.
Nah, there should definitely be one under there though for sure, because the entire application, this entire app, has a div in the beginning. If you look at the way
Yeah, this
top.
is the beginning, and they closed it right here though. Right here. It's
Oh,
closed.
that's not good.
I did that because that's gonna be the container for the actual placeholder.
All right, hold on. Let me tell them to stop
See
typing
this
because.
border?
Hold on one second. Hey, you guys, can you stop typing anything for like 2 minutes while we solve this error? Because we're trying to check this out real quick, all right?
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Style this.
All right, they're
Style
gonna
that
stop typing for a
I
minute. So
think
we
you want a
definitely.
solid, maybe 5-pixel line.
So that's that. We have 2 divs right here. We don't need this div right here because the form is good enough. So I say we do this since we're at this point right now anyways. Let's create a file called signup.js, and we'll also create a file called login.js. And let's go ahead and get this. Take this sign up, put it right here, const sign up. Oh,
Where are you, Jimmy?
I'm in the signup.js.
Okay, so that's where
Let's
you
see.
start the new page.
Yeah, so there we go. We have so it looks like there's probably an error in here somewhere. Email. What's this? Yeah, so the error is in this sign up form right here. We have a. Oh.
But you know what? I think it's right here.
There we go. Now that should be good.
That's just text.
Export default
Sure.
sign up. Okay, so this component is good right here. Let's import this into the app just so we can make sure it's working. So
Go
import.
back to app.js.
Yep. From components.
And then we put the CSS in that other one, right?
Sign up. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is they're gonna hate me for this. I'm gonna delete those divs. Take their whole form to put that the login. So login. Hold on. Here we go. Export default login. So there are no errors in there.
Hey, quick question on that. When you're doing the export default login, is that you're doing that on the method like, or the function, I mean, or is that the file name? Because they happen to both be login with a capital L.
So exporting this login is exporting this
Right.
function.
Okay, the function. Cool.
Yeah. And then we
So
can
if you have multiple at the end, you just label them all. Like say
I
you
would
had
I want
another
to
function.
I want to put multiple components in one file.
Oh, okay. So
But
the
you
way that
can if you have multiple functions in a file and they're not like React components and they're just like functions like utility functions or something, yeah, you would just export that function. You could even do something like are you in the login file?
I am.
You could
Yep.
even do
I
something
see you.
like just export login and do that one by one. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, on each individual
On on each
function or
on
method,
each.
depending on whatever situation you're in.
Yep.
Right on. Right on. Okay. Cool. Cool. And then at the end, you don't have to label anything. It's there, ready to go.
Yep. Well, you'd have to import it.
Well, on the other end, correct. But I'm talking about
Yeah.
on this sheet. Like you're done with this sheet once you do that.
Yeah, if you do export and then the function, then that function is going to be accessible to any file.
Right.
Yep.
Cool deal. Yeah, it's file path. Yeah. Because over here
Also,
you
for
put.
the login,
Yep.
for the login,
components.
there should only be one password. You're just logging in.
Okay, so is this right here a part of your sign up component?
Where are you?
I'm in the app.js.
Yeah, it was.
All
I
right, so
think, I
let's
don't
cut
know, but there was two. Yeah, there was like a re-enter.
right
It might
here,
be
right?
for
Okay, so
let me see.
that's
Hold
where
on.
it is.
No, that's for the other one, Jimmy. I already had that.
Okay.
That's for yeah,
Login.
the login. I think you guys
Yeah.
started working on your separate one, and you started working on it, but
That's where the error
you
was,
thought you
though.
were doing the sign up, but it's login.
Oh, I see.
But you were making the login, but you were making the sign up. That's why you have two passwords. It should just be one, and then like
Mhm.
the error box should be like incorrect password instead of like email rules for email and username password.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. I found the error.
Details.
We had an extra div in there. Okay, cool. And then we should have last name, and then we're missing a div right here. Okay.
But we just need our CSS.
Actually, we don't need these comments anymore because we have the. Okay, so we'll be able to check both of those components out. All right. Cool. Let's see what this looks like. All right. All right. So they just don't have widths or height set.
Can you show your screen? I don't have it up.
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen. Oh, am I? Oh, no, I'm not. Sometimes it stops sharing.
Well, someone else is, so maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Discord is super
You can go
buggy
to
though.
localhost:3000 on your own machine and see it.
Right.
Yeah, it's pulling up my old project for some reason.
That's the start a
uh,
business sign up.
yeah.
Oh.
Oh, okay, cool.
So now we're
So
just going to continue in the the sign up JS, right?
yeah, so I'd
Yeah.
say this is the sign up.
Boom.
This is the sign up team, right? Yeah. All right. I would say do something like this since you do have the form, but you're gonna want to see what the background color looks like as well. Let's actually create the div. And then set this to last
Do you
name.
have to put class name, or could you put class? Is that like a React
if
thing.
it's React, you'd want to use class name. Class works though.
Is there any other like weird quirks that I should know about? Like,
React probably a lot.
Probably 1,000.
well, I mean for like HTML tags specifically.
That's, I mean, but I'm with you on that. Like class name, isn't that specific to React? Like with the capital N, like the camel case style?
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Yeah, I think this one is different too. It's like for HTML or something. You see, table React 4.
At what point are we going through React?
Everywhere.
Yes.
I haven't gotten to that yet in my boot camp, so I'm not really sure what I've heard of it, but
This
I don't
whole
really
thing
know.
is a React app.
So
Yeah, just to
so
get
these four in React are HTML4.
Okay.
But I
Is it when
believe
you
type, source, all. Yeah, I believe that's all. It's all good to go.
So type for.
you have your
Yeah.
repo on GitHub somehow is like works with React or something? You have it set up that way or something? Or?
Yeah.
But you have to install it on your machine. It's pretty easy though.
Yeah, if once you fork this project to your GitHub and you pull it down to your local computer, all you have to do is run npm install, and all the dependencies are going to load onto your computer. So as far as like anything you need, you'll have it. Then when you run npm install, you'll just run npm start, and it'll load automatically. It'll pop up in the browser.
We're working on the README at the repository to lay all this out and explain it.
Yep.
I should have took some notes. I have Linux and I ran into some problems, but I should have took some notes. Just that way it would have been like document. Oh, you never know. Somebody might run into
I'm
the same
running
thing,
Linux. It all
I
works
did not.
eventually.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean. It's just sometimes you got to do a little googling to see what. Hey, it was fun. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it took a little longer. I mean, I've only messed with Linux a little bit, but I was like pretty set on when I got my new setup to be running Linux.
Yeah, I've always
run
kind of
Mint,
sort of used Linux, but my laptop died about 6 months ago, and right about then Windows 11 came out, and I'm like, I am done with Windows. I'm gonna learn to use Linux.
That's another reason why. I'm not gonna lie. That was another reason why I'm like, oh well, that's just you're just telling me not to go back to Windows. But all right, so right now, so we're to pretty much a styling point because we're not validating tonight, as we are stating. So we don't have to worry about like what goes in there at this point.
Well, we kind of have to come up with some policy type decisions before we can really validate.
Jimmy or
Yeah.
Jim. Hey,
I gotcha. On a more formal background, yeah, utilizing it for what it will be used for. Okay, so.
Jim.
Yep.
Container.
Do you want us to continue holding off, or can we continue coding?
What do you mean?
Like you told us to kind of hold on for a second. You need to fix an error.
Oh, yeah, you're good to go. We just wanted to get this pulled up in the browser. We just got it working.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, so well, if we got the form pretty much set up, then we can go to the CSS form, right? Y'all want to start working on that?
Yeah, I already got the CSS set up for you as well. I just wanted to make this.
Yep, there's a container.
Yeah, I added the container. I just want to make this.
I wish we could come up with a way to have only the JS file.
What do you mean?
Without a paired CSS on everything, that's icky.
Oh, yeah. Eventually, we would have a just an index.css, and all of the CSS would be imported into that to keep it simple, I believe. But even then, still, The sign up is going to be a service of its own. Actually, I don't even want to think about microservice right now. Let's just get this thing
Well,
working.
like you said, we're not doing that, so we're
Yeah, let's
building
just get
monolith right now.
let's just get it working, and then we'll extract stuff later if we want to.
Yeah, and then I can see it on the. Let's just have one repository.
Let's just see if this is okay. Cool. All right, I just wanted to see if this was okay. Cool. So the background is good. So now it's just about making this form the right size. Yeah, now it's all about styling. Cool.
Whoa!
I know.
Every time I go back to the browser, it's different.
I know. I took the margin out just so we could see what the background's actually going to look like. If we make the height 50 VH. Let's see. Okay, cool. All right, so that'll give you some space to actually let's make the height just 100 VH so you can see what it'll look like on the whole screen. There you go. There. Now you have a big background, so you could center this the starter sign up right in the middle of that. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna create the same background for them as well, so we could really so they could really do some good styling too. I only commented this sign up title out was because there was an error and it wasn't rendering in the browser because of it. So, all right, let me know if you guys need anything. I'm gonna pop into their channel for a couple minutes. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's up?
Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
I'm just going to I'm gonna add a background to your login form so that you're gonna be able to view your login form with like a full screen, which will make styling a little bit easier. Is that cool?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, sure.
Would it make sense just to style one and then copy the styling directly so it's all consistent? Because I don't think there's going to be much difference.
What do you mean? Style one?
Oh, just
Oh.
between the sign up and the login CSS. I'm
I guess-
wondering. I mean, because we have all the same components.
Yeah, so I would say there's fields that exist on the sign up that don't exist on the login. So there will be some
That's
CSS you don't need for one component that the other component doesn't have. And then also, let's just say a month from now, the login does change. It would be better just to have them separate for now. But
All right.
Kevin did mention something about themes and colors and that sort of thing being imported. And I believe that does make sense because you're right. The colors are the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say keep it separate right now just to keep it simple for you guys and them so not everybody's like all in one CSS file typing over each other and stuff.
Right.
Okay.
Good call.
Would it be okay? Would it be okay if we structured our HTML file to make it look like the one in sign up, but with some modifications? Would that be okay?
What do you mean?
Like, okay, because I noticed that with sign up, the code is really clean. Like the HTML, the code is very clean. What I was thinking is like, would it be okay if we like copy and paste it into our login and then we, kind of modify it so that way it's more like the login instead of the sign up component?
Oh yeah, if you want to do that, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
just borrow from their HTML styling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't
There's
see why
really
not.
not that much in there.
We might want to preface some of the IDs so they're not identical.
Okay.
I think that would confuse React. Maybe it won't. Will that confuse React, Jimmy?
Say that one more time.
If two different elements have the exact same ID, is that going to mess anything up?
If the elements are just being used for styling, no, I don't believe so.
As long as they have separate CSS files,
Yeah.
I don't think it'll matter.
Well, that's something we need to
Like-
also work on is coding standards and nomenclature.
If an ID from one component is affecting another component, then you really need to like rewrite one of the components, or you need to like figure out.
Yeah, I'm worried that the same style will get applied to the two different elements just because they have the same ID.
No, definitely not,
So
because login.js has login CSS, and the only styling that login.js will use is styling that has been imported. You can see at the top of the login.js, we're importing login.css. If
Okay, I'll buy that. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
so it'll never take anything from signup CSS unless we
I'm
imported
just,
signup CSS.
you know, from compiled code days, I'm always about good nomenclature and not duplicating names.
Yeah,
That's a no-no in most things.
definitely. I'd say even we could
we
just
could
add a
just
button right here to make it super clear.
preface all the IDs on the login page with login, just to make sure.
Yeah, that kind of thing. It's good insurance, I think, to make sure that you don't overlap or misidentify.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, you guys can do that if you want.
Okay.
You don't have to because it is React and everything is modularized. So
Right,
you can
right.
see.
You don't have to,
No,
but
you don't have, but it does make it more clear, especially if you feel more comfortable with that right now. That's totally cool with me.
Yeah. I think it's better safe than sorry to just do that.
Yeah,
that's kind of my
no, no.
thinking. I'm a better safe than sorry kind of programmer.
All right, so let me just. All right, so you gave it the container name. Got some errors here.
Oh, that's better.
All right, and then for some reason we're not seeing the container should be giving this a background as well. For some reason, we're not getting that background. 100 width, 100 height, adding 50.
Is it? Do we need this CSS?
No, there's just, we need to capitalize that N in the class name. There we go. Cool.
Is there shadowing or something on the sign up form? Because I'm seeing what looks kind of like fuzziness at the top and left edge, but not on the right or bottom. Is there a shadow that we just can't see because of the darkness of the background or something?
Maybe.
Hmm.
It
I
looks
see
like
that
it's
too.
on, yeah, it's on both of the components, so it must be coming from
I see it too.
app.js.
Yeah, it's weird. I just see this fuzziness on the left and top, right at the edge, just on the border.
Yeah, it must be coming from, I don't think it's coming
Yeah,
from
we probably
apps.
put that shadow on the light version, the light, not the dark. This looks like dark mode over here.
Mm-hmm.
On which one?
On both of them, actually.
Like it's glowing.
Yeah, it is. I just don't know where that's coming from. It's not coming from app.css. That's the only thing that would find its way down to one of
Maybe
these elements.
Signa.
The navigation definitely has text shadows in it, but the navigation CSS shouldn't be affecting any of this.
Mm.
That's really weird.
Yeah, that is weird. Let me see. There's no. Yeah, it's just signup.css. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see anything about shadows. That's weird. Can you make that background lighter colored for just a minute?
This. Yeah. You
If
can
you
just
just
make it.
go into the console, that's what I'm doing right now. I just went into the console and changed the background to red, and it's still there.
Hmm.
I wonder. I'm gonna change the foreground color.
Both of them have red letters too. So it's coming from a That's weird because it shouldn't be coming from, might be coming from navigation.css. Yeah, because brand name has a text shadow and it also has red text. Let's see if there's anything. Same with input. Oh, here we go.
What is that?
I believe, yeah, the input. That's doing it.
There it is, box shadow.
Yep, that's doing it right there.
CSS is CSSing on us.
Yeah, let me see if I comment these out. I bet you it's gonna go away. Huh, nope. Must not have been those ones. What the hell?
Well, I didn't mean to drop a bomb on everything.
All good.
Just to make sure, can we just comment out that CSS file and see if it goes away?
If you comment out the whole thing, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, instead of looking line by line for what's doing it, see if we even got the right file we're looking at.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah,
that did it.
yeah, that stopped
Yeah, that
styling.
did it.
Yeah, that stopped styling the entire component as well. This is interesting then.
We've learned some scoping things here.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's interesting because we're not importing it.
That looks like a Figma shadow. When you first designed it, maybe it wasn't lined. But that looks like Figma to me. Let's see. And we're using
Hold on, let them
dark
fix that
mode.
semicolon and then we'll see what happens.
Can't edit that. Yeah, that's in Figma.
Form. Okay, it's the form. It's this right here.
It's the box shadow.
Yep. Maybe the, yeah. Yep,
Yeah, that's it.
that's it right
Yeah, I
there.
think it's gone now.
Yep. But the thing
Not that it was a
is,
terrible thing, but
the thing is, it's not gone there because there's still this entire component is being styled by this file, which is that shouldn't be happening. So we did solve the highlight, but we didn't solve the problem.
Is that in a div or a container?
Where is that? Where's the form that was just here?
Starter business.
Oh,
form.
someone deleted it. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to. How was that getting?
Well, it's going to style any form on that page.
No, it shouldn't though. The navigation.css should only style the components that it's imported into.
But aren't we, because we have everything on this,
Mm-hmm.
No.
is that main page called index? What's it called?
yeah, in app.js it's importing navigation, so
Wait. Yeah, but it's not importing navigation.css. Navigation.css would be trapped to navigation component. It shouldn't leak outside of the navigation component unless you are importing navigation.css into to here. Yeah, navigation should be concealed. No style should leak out.
Yeah, but I'm reminded that the C in CSS stands for cascading.
Yeah, I know, but still, that's like it's like one of the
Maybe
main.
the browser is cascading it, not React.
Hmm.
I don't know how that would happen.
I don't know either. I'm just learning React. But if it wads it all up into one file and throws it over the wall,
Yeah, that's interesting
Mm-hmm.
because
Apple Touch icon. Oh, that okay.
value sign up, value login. We need to rename this stuff because we have a form in the navigation. These buttons, yeah, we need to rename these buttons.
Oh, and for what it's worth,
I don't know why we have
we're not
buttons.
doing a typical form submission on either of these. The button's just going to tell React that we need to do some processing, and it's going to do the submission behind the scenes. So these aren't just basic HTML submit forms.
But these buttons up here at the top, they're forms. Okay. That does make sense though, because if you click the login button, you do want to send the value of login to the server so it could connect you to the right service. Assuming
I wasn't really thinking about those ones at the top. I'm talking about the ones in the sign up and login forms themselves.
yeah.
I should have made that clear.
Oh no. Look at the sign up form. That's fun.
Well, hey, it's got the right blue.
Well, for a piece of it, right? That's funny. We need to get rid of this styling. We need to get rid of the styling from the navigation, though. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna comment out this whole navigation so that you guys can get styling on your sign up and login that is good for you guys. There you
Where did it go?
go. It's in the middle.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop off, but I just wanted to thank everybody for being so welcoming, and I think it's really cool what you guys are doing, and maybe I'll try to come by again and maybe be able to help out a little bit more. But I've just kind of been watching, and
One day it'll be a website.
yeah, it's really
Yeah.
cool though. I've never this live share thing is really cool. I didn't know that the VS Code did this.
Right?
Yeah,
Isn't it?
It's fairly new. It's pretty
Yeah, it's
wild.
amazing.
I like it.
I might tell my class about it and see what they think and see if they've heard of it, because that's really cool.
Awesome. Awesome. Welcome. Thanks for coming.
And is this every Friday, every Wednesday and Friday? How often do you guys do this?
Every Wednesday and Friday, but we're looking to make it like an every night thing eventually.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks again, you guys.
Yeah, thanks again
Okay.
for coming.
Good night.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, take care.
See ya. So, okay. Okay, there we go. Now we're
I'm feeling
talking.
really rusty with my Flexbox here.
Yeah, looking at the inspector, it just takes all that style stuff and just dumps it into a bunch of style tags.
All right, so we have the login and we have the sign up right there. Yeah, this is
So
good.
any selectors in these CSS are going to apply to anything they find in the body on the client side.
Oh wow, the sign up already has a lot of styling.
That's interesting.
Oh yeah, wow. Okay, cool. Let's
Oh wow. I just switched back to the local host. Oh man.
Every day I learn some more about React.
let's the form and login.css needs some colors. So let's see. That
Oh
is
my.
that's this right here, right?
What is going on?
What?
Does somebody put some absolute positioning on something?
I was looking. I thought it was my computer. Okay.
The sign up page is hanging off the edge of the screen on the right, way up near the top.
I know. I saw that.
Yeah, whoa, it's all over the place.
It's like cut in half.
Yeah, it's
or
something. It's something with the positioning.
Yep.
Looks like art.
That's one
Oh,
way.
here's a no-no.
What's up?
In the signup.css, I see width 600 pix and height 600 pix. We need to use percentages or flexbox for that. Especially, as you know, we're going to eventually have to have a mobile version of this stuff.
We got this. The login's looking okay though, huh?
Yeah, it was.
It was. We got the.
Maybe someone can hop over there and see what they're doing.
There's a form box style, margin left 50%, margin right auto. So that's relegating everything to the right side of the screen right there.
I'm gonna try to get it exactly. Let's see. All right, there we go.
Oh, that's much better. Well, the location of the form is much better. Inside the form, not so much.
No, so inside the form, let's see how this thing is.
Oh, that's just a
Login.
button, a malformed
We
button.
have the starter login up at the top. Then we have unordered list with. Okay. Okay, so they're just moving from left to right. Did anyone add any? Okay, display flex.
It's gone. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, within the form, do we want the flex direction to be column? Because we're stacking
Yeah,
vertically?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. There may be a couple of exceptions, but yeah, mainly. Let's see, let's look back at the wireframe.
It's about 10 o'clock right now, though, so I would say tidy up, make sure there's no errors left, and then we'll make a push request. I'd say anyone who wants to work on this thing from now until next Wednesday. Feel free to fork the project, pull it to your GitHub, and make a pull request. I'm going to work on it as well too, so I'm going to tidy up all the rest of the styling as far as the signups go.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Oh no, look at that sign up. All right, I'm going to pop over there and see. That's great. Oh, okay.
What in the world?
No, that's not even their sign up component.
Hey, can you guys like use your class names because you're messing ours all up?
I shouldn't laugh. Shut up, Kevin.
I'm just saying we had it like
Yeah,
almost done,
yeah,
honestly.
yeah. Hold on. Sorry.
Okay, so I was under the impression that anything we put in our CSS file wouldn't screw with yours.
I know.
No, because
Is that
it
not how
controls.
React works?
We're sharing a
Oh.
lot of the same names like form
No.
and container.
If you go to your local host 3000 and hit F12 and you look in the head, you'll see that it just lumps it in as a bunch of style tags, and there's only the class names. You know, it's doing standard CSS stuff on the client side.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, there we
So,
go.
So what it makes
if we want to containerize our styling, then we have to containerize the names of the the IDs.
Yeah, so I just renamed the stuff login form and login container. So,
Cool, thank you.
yep, you're good to go now. Login form. We could give this a border radius. What's the border radius in the Figma? It is.
I think we said 25.
Yep.
25?
Yep, 25 pixels. Cool. Nice. Okay, this is actually starting to look like the Figma file now. Cool. All right. Font size 18 pixels. I would say login label. Just add that to all the labels so you don't have to. There we go. Say and what color are those? They are this. Huh. It's not changing. Oh. All right. Perfect. Let's call it login label for now. There we go. All right, so we got the letters are the correct colors, and then let's just change starter login to also have the right colors. modify this as well. Oh. All right, I'm just gonna let them know to make their finishing touches, and then we'll make a pull request on this.
Okay.
Maybe we should all bounce back to the lobby.
Yeah.
Sides, right?
Hey
Okay.
everybody, we're gonna tie some loose ends, just make sure there's no errors and stuff like that, and then I'll make a pull request just so everyone can see how we do that as well before we sign off.
Okay, hey, we had a
Awesome.
question. Is the idea it's going to be more like you click the sign up and it opens up in the middle of the screen kind of deal, or is it still going to be a separate page? Because
No, I don't think it's gonna be a separate page. That's just another step that we don't need to add right now. Kevin and I were talking about that. Yeah.
okay, so we're gonna style it so it's in the center of the page,
Yeah.
and it will
Perfect.
go on top of the main page, like grayed out with like a little transparency or something.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, cool.
Yep, cool.
All right, so we'll go back to
Good deal.
this.
We're just we're meeting back in the lobby, so once you get rid of all the errors, if you guys want to just pop back in here with us.
10-4.
An extension
Cool.
that kind of helps. And that's about all I know.
Okay.
Cool.
I just noticed.
They got it centered. Nice.
Oh yeah.
Should be good.
Oh yeah, and the red's gone.
Yep.
Well, on the login.
Yeah, someone commented out the navigation. Was that someone was putting a bunch of stuff in there for some reason?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter what React does on the server side, when it wads everything up and tosses it into the browser's just following standard CSS cascade rules.
Yep.
Right. That's why we were like, oh, what's going on? Nothing's happening.
I know.
You guys were
That's a bit of a rude awakening.
I know.
Well, I figured it out because I started looking at like navigation. I was like, who's working in navigation?
No, I believe if you just import it with CSS, you're gonna have that issue, but a tool like Styled Components would solve that.
That's cool.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not aware of all the. And what is that? A framework? I don't even know what to call it. Is it a framework? Is it a plugin? Is it a? I don't. The nomenclature's kind of messed up, but I just have a feeling there's a way we can only have a JS file and it'll still all work.
Yeah, you would still be you'd still have a separate file though, because you wouldn't want to keep all the styles inside of the React component, but I believe it would be another JS file. Yeah, it'd be like a navigation.style.js or something of that nature. There's a
Right.
bunch of different naming conventions, but instead of being CSS, it's JavaScript, and JavaScript takes care of all that cascading stuff on the back end, so it makes it much easier to use. Yep.
Very interesting.
Yep. Cool. All right, so it looks like, is everyone all tidied up? There's no errors left.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Gonna fix that navigation as well this week. All right. So we'll just go ahead, save this, save this. All right. Cool. Awesome. All right, is my screen still? Nope. All right, I'm gonna share my screen. Let's close out this Visual Studio Code.
Do a push.
Yeah. So let's see. if you do git status, you're going to see all of the files that were modified. Actually, you'll see all of the files that existed before this session that were modified, and then you'll see all of the files that were added, new files. So we'll do git add. We'll add these new files to be tracked. See if I do git status. All of them are green. So we'll do a git commit, created, sign up, login, and
Worked
edited
on the wireframe. Oops.
edited wireframe, something of that nature. Kevin and I were just brainstorming. We didn't really get too far on this bad boy, but we were just thinking like we really want to make this as simple as possible. So we'll get to that as well. But yeah, so edited wireframe just a little bit. Cool. Git status. You can see we're on this branch right here. Everything is up to date. So we could do a git push origin head. This should push it right up to our repository. Then if I do the status, everything's good to go. What I always do, as you can see, we're on May 27th. Let me just make sure we go to GitHub. We go to this project right here. And you can see May 27th. This pull request is here. So let's compare and pull request. I'm going to create the pull request. Looks like Kevin could review it and merge it.
Which one is this?
Just the last one.
Created sign up, log up, and
An edited wireframe.
oh, there it is. I had to reload my GitHub.
You guys will see these turn green in real time.
Changes everywhere.
I know. There we go. Boom. To merge pull request.
Merge confirmed.
Oh, he already did it. Then if we go to code, click on client, look at source, look at components, you can see we now have the sign up and we now have the login. So this GitHub repository is growing. And then if I go to git checkout main, that'll bring me back to the main branch. I'll do git branch D, and I will May 27, 2022. I know, right? Sign up, login, home, wireframe. Let me make sure that's right because I don't want to have to type it again.
Well, we're down to five branches.
Boom.
It's not too bad.
So if I do git branch A, you can see that I'm left with just the main, keeping it fresh, and I'll create a new branch for any new edits. Cool, cool. Alrighty, so we are good to go. Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah,
this
we
was
did
cool.
good tonight, huh?
Hey,
Yeah, that was good. Everybody was involved too. Everybody was communicating and talking and working on stuff. That was awesome.
Yeah, the session was pretty cool.
Yeah, I could tell some people were getting a little restless when we were building that wireframe last week. They were like, I want a code. That's
Careful
funny.
what you wish for.
Yeah, yeah. Once we get this structure and the elements all set up, this is the easy part, really.
Right. Wait till we start
Yeah, this is the
passing
fun
state
part.
around and stuff. That's the fun.
Exactly. Kevin and I were talking about this a little bit though, and just how it doesn't really make sense to have a toggle button for developer and business because it adds confusion. So we're gonna have
Yep.
a landing page for businesses and a landing page for developers. Like if
Yeah, I
if
think
we're
that's a really good idea.
yeah, because if we're marketing to businesses, we want businesses to come to a landing page for businesses, not for developers. Nothing for developers will be there, and vice versa. You know, it just
Right.
seems more clear.
The developer page will make really shitty and
Right. It'll be all broken.
I know, right? The
An
phrase on
ashtray in the corner.
the question to get people engaged is, do you want to fix this page? Sign
Yeah,
up.
exactly.
That's funny. Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna hop off. I believe I'll be coding for at least like 6 or 7 hours tomorrow. So if anyone wants to code something or hang out in a voice channel, definitely just reach out to me.
Cool.
We're gonna do the leak code things tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow. Oh yes,
It's like
tomorrow.
both
Yeah,
or 2 days or
yeah, tomorrow is the bi-weekly competition in the morning, so 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and then 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as well.
Wow.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I love those competitions. Yeah, so for the people who are newer to the data structure and algorithms, we'll stay in the lobby and just work together, and then anyone who has some experience, they could, you know, mute their headphones and their microphone and just kind of work independently, bust the stuff out, and then we'll all share solutions at the end.
Does the competition start at 10, or is that when we meet?
The competition starts at 10:30 a.m. and 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but we usually meet a couple minutes early.
Sounds good.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome, awesome. Does anyone have any questions about the this project or wireframe or coding or anything before we sign off?
well, like next time, will we need to like pull to get this update so we're all in the same, or are we just? I guess not because we like just share off of the
Yeah,
do the
if we
live
all
show
live
thing.
share into the same Visual Studio, we don't. Yeah, you don't need to.
No needs, right? Okay, just
Now, if
Yeah,
you want to
making
work
sure.
local on your machine, yeah, then you need to do a pull.
Right, if I wanted to like continue on my own while we're not. Right, right. Cool
yeah,
deal.
Just
Okay.
be sure you're in your own branch.
Right, right.
yeah.
All will happen if you're in the main branch and you try to push, it's not going to let you. So you won't lose anything, but it's best to, it's SOP to make sure you're in your own branch if you're going to start stirring up the water.
Right
Yep.
on.
Yeah, we tried to teach like Git and GitHub and Node and npm all in one session and break everybody out to work independently in their own Visual Studio codes, but it was just like way too much. We didn't even get started for like an hour and a half. So we're gonna stay, as far as these team programmers go, we're gonna stay in the Visual Studio code, just one of them, so there's not so much setup in the beginning. Like we don't want to have to set up for any more than a half hour. And then when you are ready, you're totally free to, you know, learn and understand Git and get to know GitHub and make pull requests and all that stuff. If you want to break out and work on stuff throughout the week or during these sessions, break out and lead a group in your own Visual Studio code, that's totally up to you, and that's available as well. But we're letting those independent people who are stepping away and do things on their own self-form instead of like encouraging people to do it. Like whenever you're ready, definitely feel free to do that though.
Cool, cool.
Yeah.
And this will all make better sense when we've fleshed out more of the website, because you'll be working on one section, not part of a section.
Correct. Yeah, yeah. It'll start. The pieces will start to make the puzzle.
Exactly, exactly. And I'm planning to launch some GitHub, even some Node stuff eventually, as far as events go, that will just focus on those technologies. So it'll
Yeah, like a
speed up
little
the
mini
process.
seminar kind of thing.
Basically, yeah, some real hands-on stuff. Same thing we do with these team programmings, just with a focus entirely on Git and GitHub and learning these tools needed to collaborate more effectively.
Cool.